Hello everyone, welcome back to Excel 2016 training. In this video, we'll take a look at entering data using copying and pasting features. Here is the employees spreadsheet, and we'll use it to look at copying and pasting data. Copying pasting data is pretty standard across many applications. So Control C, Control V does work here. But on top of that, there are a few things that you need to know. So let us first take a look at the standard copying and pasting. Say for example, I want to copy the data from the cell B13 and copy it to B14. First, I would select the cell, do a Control C, select C14, Control V. Boom, it's done. It copied the data. And I can do the same thing for another cell, Control C, and then Control V on this cell. Now, there is another way to copy data from a cell to the adjacent cell. So say for example, you want to copy the text from C14 to D14. What you do is just select the cell, and at the right bottom corner you have a little dot that you can see, a rectangular dot, and then when you move your mouse over that, it turns into a little plus icon. When you get that, you can use your mouse to drag it to the next cell, and using your left click, hold it and drag it, and it copied the same data to the next cell. You can do that vertically as well. By that what I mean is you can select a cell and pull it down. It just copies. Now, copying, and there is something called series, which we'll take a look at it later, but for now just copying and pasting. But this is a way to copy data to the very next cell. Now there are other ways to copy as well. Let me delete all this. Say for example, I want to copy the text from B13. Right click on it, do a copy. Now let's say I want to copy right below here. Say let's say I do this and I try to, you can do a paste here, and also you can do insert copied cells. Now both of these have a different kind of effect on the Excel, but let me do paste special. You know what? We'll take a look at paste special here in a minute. Let me do insert copied cell. And you get an option here whether to shift the cells to the right or bottom. In this case, I'll just do bottom. You'll see an effect. It's not that clear because this thing moved down, but let me do this. Let me take let me copy these three names. And before I paste it, let me do this. Do a 1, a 2 here. So we have an idea, and we'll try to paste data into this particular cell B24. So let me pick 2 of these cells, do a copy, and put right on top of this 1 and 2, which is B24. Right click on it and say insert copied cells. Now I have an option here either to shift cells to the bottom, I mean to say down, or to the right. When I do down, look what happens. The cells move down, the 1, 2 move down. Let me show you another option. Let's say if I do go ahead and copy the same thing, select B24. Now I selected the cell that has 1, and now when I do right click and say insert copied cells, and do shift cells to right, as you can see, the whole data across these 2 rows has shifted 1 column, and you can see the overtime also moved to the right. So that's how you use insert and use, shift to right or down, depending on your situation. And now let us take a look at, the copy special option. So let me select these. Let me select all these names. Do right click, copy. Now special. So I selected B34, right click, and do paste special. And here, you have a few things. Let me, actually do. If I do this, it's going to just paste it. But I want to show you something different. I can do. I select all these. So the first name, it's a vertical in nature. The data is laid out vertically within the same column in multiple rows. So I'm going to copy that, go to this particular row, which is B30, but I want to copy the names in the same row horizontally. What you can do is right click there, do paste special, and do paste special here, and do transpose. And this would actually, copy the data into the same row. It's transposing the vertical data into horizontal. You can also take a horizontal data and transpose to vertical. So it's one neat little trick. Let me pick a column that has, or a cell that has a formula. Say, for example, here, this is, a sum of, all these cells. So let me do this. Let me select that cell, right click on it, and a copy. Now look what happens if I try to paste, say here. You can do Control V, or you can do right click and paste as well. Do a paste here, and look what happens. The value is different. And let's see why. So let me select this previous cell, click within the formula bar, and this blue areas indicates that they're part of that particular formula. Now let me go to the cell where we pasted it, and click on the formula bar. Now you can see the range has changed. So that's the reason why the values are different. And it actually copied the formula and shifted the cells based on where it went. Now let's say we want to just copy the value and not the cell. Yeah, we can do that. Do a Control C. I'll pick this cell, which is E24, right click on it, and say paste special, and say paste values. If we do that, all it sent is a value. You do have another option. Control C, go here, and you can do paste special and values. It has value and number formatting. It says a value and source formatting. If I do that, you can see the whole cell is formatted exactly like the previous cell here, or the source where it came from. But now this is not a formula. As you can see, it is a value. It's a 578K. But when you go to this, it's actually a formula. So if, say for example, if you change this number, this is where the value changes, because this is being calculated based on the values in the cell. But this where we copy to E24, it's a value, not the formula. Well, that's about paste special. We have a lot of options in there. It's easy to explore that. And one last thing I would like to talk about is dragging and dropping before I close this particular video. So what drag and drop is, say for example you select the cell, you can actually move your mouse to the top there. When you get this little icon where you have 4 arrows pointing in all 4 directions, you can actually move that cell to a desired location. It moves the whole value, the whole cell to wherever you move it to. So for example, I have this, I want to move this here, it moved. Now if I actually look at the range, it's still the range is same, it's that whole cell moved to a whole other location. including formatting and everything. I move it here, see it's still you can see the blue range is still here. I mean the formula is still using these cells. If I change this to that, you will see that the value here has actually changed. Okay, and again, I can always move this back to this cell. So that is a quick, drag and drop. You can move a cell to your desired location, and it actually takes the formatting, the formula, whatever is behind it. It takes the whole thing and goes to the target location. Well, that's it for this video. I will see you in the next video.